Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today the recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you is what I call a Copycat Starbucks coffee cake. And it is absolutely delicious. This was requested by a subscriber. And we're going to get started with the ingredients. But before we go, if you like the video and would like to see more, please give the video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and you will be notified every time I upload a video. So let's get started. We're going to start off with the topping. For the topping, we're going to need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of light brown sugar, a half a cup of softened butter, a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, a half a cup of pecans. We need 2 forks for mixing and a bowl. And for the nuts, if you don't like the pecans, you can substitute them for walnuts, pistachios, whatever nuts you like, okay? So let's get mixing. We're gonna add in the flour, the sugar, and we're gonna break this up. Just gonna break it up, mix it up real nice. Put in the cinnamon. Okay. And I like to get this incorporated first before adding the butter. Just mix it real good. Okay, now I throw in the pecans. Okay, it's real simple. And this is just the start. This is just, we're going to set this aside before we get into the batter. Okay, now on the butter, I like to mix it just a little bit at a time. Get this crushed in there. Because you don't want it to turn into a paste. You just want it to get crumbly. Once I get the whole stick in there, then I use the 2 forks, okay, to break it up. And sometimes, really, I just go in with my hands. We're not fancy here. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. It only incorporates so much with the forks. See, and you don't want to crush it, you just want to mix it. Try not to, just to what it turns into pea-size shapes. See? What I do is I lift it and then I drop it like that. I press just a little bit, just so that the butter can adhere to the flour, or the flour to the butter, whichever you prefer. See? And that's about what you want right there. Just like that. Okay, just make sure it's broken in there. Okay guys, we're gonna set this aside and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna need for the batter. The ingredients that we're gonna use for the batter are a half a cup of softened butter, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of granulated sugar, 2 eggs, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of half and half. If you want to use milk or fat-free half and half, you can, okay? You do what's best for you and your family, and in this case it will work for this batter, okay? So this is what we're going to need. We are also going to use the stand mixer. If you don't have one, again, use your hand mixer, use a spoon, whatever works for you, okay? You do your kitchen. So here we go. Let's get started. Okay, I am going to show you what the butter and the sugars look like at this point, and we can scrape down the bottom of the bowl. So you always want to scrape down the bottom of the bowl, make sure that there's no ingredients stuck down there. Okay, but what I like to do is, I don't like to wrestle with it, but this is what it looks like, okay? This is what you want, the consistency you want. You just want it real light, okay? And then at this point, we're gonna mix in the eggs one at a time. And again, incorporating well after each egg. The eggs are incorporated, you put in your vanilla. And then again, we're going to stop and scrape the bowl. Just take it off. Scrape everything together, make sure everything's off the bottom. And there you go. That's what you're supposed to have at this point before mixing the flour and the half and half. Okay? So let's proceed. Okay, and when you do the flour, you don't add all of it at once. You're going to add about 1/4 cup at a time. Okay? Starting with the flour. A little bit at a time. And then you put in a little bit of the half and half, more flour, and you kind of want to work, and then you put the rest of the half and half. You kind of want to work fast here because you don't want to overbeat this. You don't want a tough batter. Just give it a good beat right there. About 20 seconds, and that's it. Okay? We're going to take it off to scrape everything down, make sure everything's incorporated. Okay? And that's what you should have at this point. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves the pan that we're going to use, preheat the oven to 325, and I'll get back to you when we're there. Okay, I put some parchment paper on a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Okay, you can use this metal or you can use the glass one. You can even actually use a smaller one, but your cake is just going to come out higher, and you adjust for the baking time. But for now, we're going to use exactly this as a 9 by 13 inch pan with parchment paper. And we're going to put in the batter first. Okay, I like to drop it in little clumps so it's easier to spread. You want to get everything out of there. You don't want to waste anything. Just even. Okay. All right. All the way to the edge. Okay. And you have something like that. Now, the topping that we made earlier kind of looks like wet sand at this point because it's been sitting there for a little bit. So just get a large spoon and we're going to sprinkle it on the top. Try to get this as coated as evenly as possible. And that's just so that the baking time, that it cooks evenly, you know, that it bakes evenly. Everybody, we preheated the oven to 325. This is going to bake for approximately 40 to 50 minutes, okay? Mine, I've noticed it takes exactly 45 minutes. But everybody's oven is different, so you're going to have to be checking your cake. You know, after about 35 minutes, I would start checking it. Okay, and we do the same thing here. You're not going to press down. You're just going to lightly press it, okay? Don't have to pack it. Just a little bit. But let's get it even for now, as much as we can. This kind of gets everywhere at this point. Okay, now with my fingers, I gently press the topping. Just gently press it all the way around and try to get it even. Okay, and this is what you have at this point, okay? So like I said, don't push real hard, just press it gently. Okay guys, this is going to go into the oven, like I said, for approximately 40 to 50 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get there. Okay, the cake is out of the oven. And it was in there for exactly 50 minutes, 50 minutes. Oops. And what I do is, even though I know that this is ready because I've done it time after time, but I do the toothpick test where you put the toothpick in, and if it comes out clean, it's done. You don't want to over bake it because as it is, it's a dense cake, and you want it moist. So I'm going to let it sit there for about 10 minutes in the pan, let it cool off, and then we'll turn it over and cut it so you can take a look. Okay, this is how I undo this. This is why I like to put the parchment paper. It's easy, it comes out easy. I hold the rack down, I flip the pan a little bit, and then I just pull it out, and that's it. There you go. Looks and smells delicious. I wish that you could smell this cake right now. I'm going to let it sit because it's still it's still pretty hot, so I'm going to let it sit for a little while before I cut it. Okay, everybody, we're going to cut it. And I like to keep the coffee cake whole until I'm ready to eat or cut a piece for somebody so it doesn't dry up. And look at that. This cake is delicious. Look at that. Moist. It's flaky. Delicious. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Delicious. Let's just take a bite. Mmm. Mmm. That's good. I hope you try it. Let us know in the comments below how it worked out for you, or suggest anything that you may try that you liked. Thanks, guys. I hope to see you again. Bye.